Cheers, everybody, and happy Wine Wednesday. Welcome to JaMHappyHour. Today, I am very excited to present two very talented individuals, and it just so happens that today is National Coworkers Day, and I feel like it's just very fitting because these two have collaborated and they're working together today to put forward some really awesome music for the next hour for you. So, for everyone that's tuned in, wherever you're tuned in from, whatever platform you're tuned in from, welcome. And without further ado, I would love to introduce to you Grace Leer and Tommy Leland. How we
Hello,
doing?
Sam. Hello, guys.
So
We're
nice to
ready.
meet ya, virtually.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're so happy to be here.
So happy to have you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right. So, where are you tuned in from? What time zone are you in right now?
We are in Central Time. We are coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee.
All right. So you're past the 5 o'clock like official happy hour
it's
over
time.
there.
It's
Okay.
time. But I'll
Okay.
never judge, you know.
Yeah, it's
Really,
5 o'clock
totally
anyway.
okay.
At any point.
Especially
it's
being
5
a
o'clock
musician,
somewhere.
I feel like we'll get out of a right at like 2 o'clock, and it's like, "Look, you guys want to go
Yeah.
It's
grab a
beer
beer?"
o'clock.
Yeah.
What even is time, really?
Yes.
All right. So I was thinking we could just get into the first song, and then afterwards we can chit chat and
Yeah.
more music to come.
Yes, this first song is just about country music and really just about all the greats who have come before us and have paved the way for me to do what I love here in Nashville. So this
Okay.
one's called Ones Before Me. I wanna raise up a glass to the legends of the past, not the junior, but the Hank with the white hat. Wanna turn it up to 10, dial up some WSM, maybe hear something from the man in black. Call me faded, call me old school, but I still rock Luke Casey boots when I'm in the mood to go back. And rewind to a time when Loretta sang her mind, when Waylon and Willie were higher than high, when the band had a steel and the drums, they were real. Oh, the rhinestones in all of its glory. So here's to the ones before me. Wanna roll up to the back door, slam that Cadillac door, my hair, I'm gonna tease it to Jesus. Find a man who looks like Elvis, not the Hollywood, the Memphis. Kiss him till he falls to pieces. And rewind to a time when Loretta sang her mind, when Waylon and Willie were higher than high, when the band had a steel and the drums, they were real. Oh, the rhinestones in all of its glory. So here's to the ones before me. Yeah, here's to the ones before me. Yeah. Woo. The oldies but goodies, from Tammy to Twitty, make cheating sound pretty. Damn, it still gets me. And rewind to a time when Loretta sang her mind, when Waylon and Willie were higher than high, when the band had a steel and the drums, they were real. Oh, the rhinestones in all of its glory. All the whiskey and Wild West stories. Yeah, here's to the ones before me. Yeah, here's to the ones before me.
Woo-hoo!
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grace Leer and Tommy Leland, everybody.
Yay.
So one's before me. What made you want to start with that song today?
So I actually didn't write that song. And something here in Nashville, there's so many amazing songs that have been written and are just waiting to be cut. I feel like that was written back in, honestly, like, I'm pretty sure it was like 2015. And I heard it for the first time. It was written by Madison Kozak, Cat Gravitt, and Andy Skibb, and amazing writers. And I was driving down. I live in West Nashville. So I live in this town called Bellevue. And I was driving down 70 and I'd gotten sent a bunch of songs. And it was the first one I played in my car, in my little Mazda. And I just started blasting it in my car. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it's just so, I just feel like I grew up on 90s country and like the Dixie Chicks and Joni Messina and I mean, Patsy Cline and like all those just older country to me is something I really want to bring through in my art that I'm currently making with the songs that I'm writing and just this new music I'm creating. So I don't know. There was something about it. And I was like, I want that song. I'm cutting that song. It's one of my favorites. So
No, it was, I think the Dixie Chicks, you had a CD.
yes.
The Fly CD, and it like got, I just remember this era, like you have your just amazing CDs that you get for like Christmas or for your birthday, and they would get so scratched up because you're just like playing it all the time and all the time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. My sister and I have an older sister, we're a year and a half apart, and that Fly CD we played it over and over again in our boombox, blasting, I'm pretty sure Goodbye Earl is on Fly, I'm pretty sure, and not even knowing what Goodbye Earl is even about, and at like 11, and just blasting it and dancing in our room. And yeah, there's something about that kind of country music that just, it brings me back to my roots. So.
And so your roots, like how did this all begin in terms of music? Like you were pretty young, like doing talent shows, like a little kindergartner or first grader, just like up on stage. Like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like singing for me was the first thing I fell in love with. And I was always singing when I was a kid, annoying my siblings. I'm the baby of 4. And I swear my sister was always like, will you shut up? Like singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and just like any song I could think of in the car. And she's like, you're so annoying. But then when I was in first grade, I did my first talent show at Greenbrook Elementary. Shout out to Greenbrook. And I got up and I actually sang a Selena song. I was obsessed with Selena. Sang Dreaming of You. Yeah. Late at night when all the world. So good. And I sang that and I just fell in love with being on stage. It was just like a instant love and passion. And it's like this adrenaline. And I still, even before this, I was like, I'm nervous. And I still get those same like butterflies and that same feeling, whether I'm performing in front of thousands or even virtually like this. Like it's really funny how something that is truly a passion is just instilled in me. And then from there, I think it wasn't until I was in 3rd grade and I sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And my parents were like, my mom and dad were like, okay, she can actually sing. She's like, she's really not that bad. And so they got me into voice lessons and I just started honing in on my vocals and really just trying to be the best singer I could be, and still doing competitions. Then I did American Juniors when I was 11. So that was kind of my first taste of, oh, could this be something bigger than just singing at a talent show?
Right. And for those of you who are watching and don't know, so American Juniors, that's like American Idol, but for juniors.
Yes. Yeah. One season and one season only, and I was a part of it. Cool. And yeah, it was a great experience. It was on Fox. Ryan Seacrest was the host, and it was a really fun experience. I lived in LA for a month, and I made it to top 20, and just got to really see what just that whole industry is like. And I was brokenhearted at 11 years old when I didn't make it and I got eliminated. Thought it was like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And, but I went back to school and just kept singing. And I also played soccer competitively and really just had a normal childhood after that. Yeah.
And how did you and Tommy meet?
Oh, Tommy and I met here in Nashville.
Okay.
Yes. Well, where are you originally from?
Chicago.
There you go. Shout out to my dad's in Chicago. Nice.
Okay. Full circle.
Yeah. And Tommy has a band here in Nashville called Flying Buffaloes. If anyone wants to look them up, they're awesome. But yeah, I mean, Nashville's just such an amazing community. I mean, we all go to each other's shows and just support and play each other's songs. And it really is such a grind here. And it's, Tommy and I had conversations about it the other day, just the ups and downs of being in the music industry. And I'm kind of coming off of this year where I've been writing, and they kind of call it being in the creative, and just really honing in on what I want to say, what I want my fans to hear from me, and what I want to bring to country music. And now I'm at this point where I don't have anything to really say that I'm a date that I'm releasing anything, but I know 2022, the beginning of the new year, is going to be exciting and a new chapter for me as an artist. And so it's just this constant learning and growing and just kind of figuring it out. So lucky to have Tommy, a good friend of mine and a fellow musician, to just be there along the way.
Awesome. Yeah, 2022 is going to be here before we know it.
I know. What happened?
My gosh. I don't know. It's almost November. I'm like, dude, this is why wine and music, like, they help us through this crazy roller coaster of life.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do we say? We do like 2 songs back to back.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of the writing, it's this next song is one I wrote with Dan Fernandez and Tate Howell. And it was, I feel like it was one of the first songs I wrote that I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting and different. And I don't know if I've heard anything like this before. And I'm single girl here in Nashville, just figuring it out like the rest of them. And just going through, relationships and dating and learning. And this song's just kind of about you keep going back to that same person that really isn't good for you. And I just like writing songs that maybe some people need to hear. And this one's just that feeling of after one drink or one song you might hear or one picture you see on Instagram, and you're just like, oh gosh, I was so close to being like moved on from that person, and now I'm kind of sucked back in. So this is that kind of relationship, and it's called After One. You're really moving on. That didn't take long for you. One big fight and then you left me all alone. It's been 3 months now. I've cried and I've cried. I've sighed and I've tried to get on with life. But after 1 a.m. I'm at the bar with my friends, taking shots to pretend like you ain't there with them. After someone tells me the same old story, hide my pain in a hurry. I don't want them to worry. After 1, we used to be 2. Can't get over you 3. I gotta believe you ain't what I need. After 1. Catch a taxi in the glowing city lights. Drop my purse at the door. Walk in the bathroom and I turn on the lights to take off this makeup that's been hiding the way that I've cried and I've cried. I've sighed and I've tried, but I'm going back again. 'Cause after 1 a.m. I'm at the bar with my friends, taking shots to pretend like you ain't there with them. After someone tells me the same old story, hide my pain in a hurry. I don't want them to worry. After 1, we used to be 2. Can't get over you 3. I gotta believe you ain't what I need. After 1. I've sighed and I've tried to get on with life. But after 1 a.m. I'm at the bar with my friends, taking shots to pretend like you ain't there with them. After someone tells don't want them to worry after what we used to be. 2, 2, can't get over you. 3, I gotta believe you ain't what I need. After what? After what? After what?
After one.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, Tommy. After one glass of Jam Cellars wine. Remix. Cool. Wait, I'm seeing comments in here. Can I read them? I feel like I'm like, I want to see. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Hello. Hey, Michelle. Hey, hey, hey. Cool. Howdy from Abilene. Hi, Texas Patty Cakes.
Yeah, it's
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching, but they probably just aren't in the comments. Thanks, guys. Okay, I have another one. Great lyrics. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Andrea or Andrea. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, this next song is another heartbreak song. I tend to write a lot of heartbreak songs, but I have some fun ones. Don't worry. But this one is actually, I got this song like came to life in this living room one night where I literally just drank so much wine because I got ghosted by a guy, and I was just like, what happened? And I just drank a lot of wine and called my mom and called my friends, and I was just like, what went wrong? Have you been ghosted before? Doesn't feel good. It's not great. And you're just kind of left being like, what, like, how, like, what went wrong? I don't even have any of these answers. And hi, Dad. And I ended up writing this the next day with Tate Halligan and Jared Hampton, and I just went in there. I was like, guys, I'm going through it. I need to get this off my chest. And I told them, I was like, yeah, all my friends and my mom just keep saying, you know, it's just meant to be. Grace, like this, he's not your guy. Move forward. Like, you're going to meet someone better, and like, you just have to let go because some things just aren't meant to be. And I'm telling your parents.
Oh, hey, that's my mom.
Hi, Nancy. So we wrote a song called Meant to Be, and this is it. So
Here we go.
I'm a last drag burning off a cigarette. Got a bunch of your words running through my head. A cloud in my mind trying not to regret. Like a last drag burning off a cigarette. Was I a wrong turn, baby, when you're far from home? Was it something you needed not to feel alone? Were you lost in the moment? Are you good as gone? Like a wrong turn, baby, when you're far from home. I gave it my best, I know that you tried. I hate that things don't work out sometimes. I'll admit it hurts, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll lean on my friends and a bottle of wine. A season for you, a lesson for me. Damn if it's true, not everything is meant to be. I'm a 6-string playing in an empty bar. Not sure if anyone understands my heart. I'll give it away, that's the easy part. It's the getting it back is what's been so hard. I gave it my best, I know that you tried. I hate that things don't work out sometimes. I'll admit it hurts, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll lean on my friends and a bottle of wine. A season for you, a lesson for me. Damn if it's true, someone I knew who wasn't meant to be. I gave it my best, I know that you tried. I hate that we didn't work out this time. I'll admit it hurts, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll lean on my friends and a bottle of wine. A season for you, a lesson for me. Damn if it's true, not everything is meant to be.
Woo! Thank you, Grace Leer and Tommy Leland, everybody. Now, we just heard a couple back to back, so I want to like pause and reflect on a few of these songs real quick. And
Yeah.
also, I love to see like all the love that is
Aw.
being shown towards the two of you in the comments. It's so cool.
Thanks, guys.
So shout out to everyone tuned in for today's Jam Happy Hour. Thank you for tuning in and watching. And these individuals still have a lot more in store for us, so stick around. But so that last one, the one we just heard, so meant to be, I feel like the concept of like ghosting, it's so interesting to me. It's messed up for sure.
Yes.
But I've literally looked at like studies because it's not really a new concept, but it just seems new because we have all this technology to where it
Yeah.
feels like it's even more intense because
Yeah.
we're so used to that instant form of communication. And it might seem like an obvious thing, but just reading it and like having this like psychologist say this in an article was kind of interesting to me. It was like, usually when it comes to the reasoning behind someone ghosting another person, the ghoster versus the ghostee, the person that falls victim to being ghosted, it is more likely than not like fully on the person that's doing it, because it was like 60% of people fully believe in like this destiny sort of thing, and they're very like instantaneous in terms of how they decide like if that person is their person or not, like right away, because they're like,
Yeah.
oh well, it's not meant to be, it's not destiny. Whereas like 40% of people think it, you know, can deal with growth and like a relationship, you can like become close to someone by, you know, opening yourself up and you know, just gaining that trust and all of that. And just the statistics of the people that only believe in like the destiny portion and like that first instantaneous connection are always typically the people that end up ghosting, because they just don't see it as something feasible. And I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
You'll have to send it to me. That's really interesting. But yeah, it's just this feeling. It's like it so is not, I don't know. And I have so many girlfriends that it's happened to. And I just think when it comes to kind of dating and figuring it out, it's like you do at some point just have to be like, well, you know, everything's meant to be, and it's that simple. And I know it seems so simple, and it's really hard to grasp. But I mean, like that song was just really like a deep dive into that feeling of just like, I guess I'll lean on my friends and a bottle of wine. Like, just like, you just got to get through it. And like, there's so many songs like that. I mean, Carly Pearce, her new record is so great. And like Day One, I feel like was like one of my favorites, because it's like, you just get through that day one, and like, it's going to get easier and it's going to get better. And like, but yeah, I love songwriting for that reason. You just get to show a part of yourself, and hopefully it helps other people get through whatever they're going through.
And if right now, like your friends and your family are telling you like it wasn't meant to be, I know that's like the hardest thing to hear, because when you're hearing that, it's like when you don't want to hear it, because you're like, well, what if?
No.
Yeah, you know, but it does get better with time and wine and music. So that's why
Time and
we're
wine.
here.
I love
Exactly.
it. That's a new song.
So okay, then when it comes to After One, I love how versatile that song is, because there's so many like meanings you can take from that. But like with these heartbreak songs, how do you go about it? Does it like kind of just come to you naturally, or do you like think of lyrics like as you're driving or in the shower? Like, how does it all come to be?
all the time. And you're a songwriter too. Chime in if you want to. But like for me, it's all the time. Shower for sure. I was taking a shower, I think last week, and I literally had to, my phone was on the sink and I had to like jump out like soaking wet and like record a voice memo. And I was like typing things into my phone because they do come at you at like such random times. Or my girlfriends get so annoyed at me because we'll be like drinking wine together and talking, and they'll say something and I'm like, wait 1 second, I gotta write, that was really cool, I'm just gonna write that down. And like they really do. Song ideas and concepts and lyrics for me come at really random times. But Nashville is just such a special place because like meant to be, or even after one, you go to these rites, and this co-writing community is, it's so bizarre. I mean, you go to these rites, most of the time they're people you've never met. They know nothing about you. They've maybe looked at your Instagram and they're like, oh, cool, she's a country singer. And you get into the room and it's like, you kind of, just talk and get to know each other for a little bit for the first like 10 or 15 minutes. And then it's like, what do I want to write about today? People start pulling out their phone, and sometimes it's a title. Sometimes it's a lyric. Sometimes it's just a concept or like meant to be. I was just like, this is what I'm going through right now, guys. And like, I don't know, this just kind of sucks. And it was just on our heart to write that day. But sometimes it's not there, and you don't want to force something. If I go in and I'm like, I really need like an up-tempo fun song, it's probably not going to happen, because you just got to let it organically come about.
Yeah, I think that there's a balance. And one thing that I think you're really good at doing, like these little ideas will come up out of nowhere, and you write them down and record them. And then you bring those little ideas to other writers and you workshop those ideas and you grow them. And that's where I think you are a really strong writer, is that you're always writing with other people and you're just constantly working on those little ideas. They're not just little things that you put down and save in the vault. You bring those out and you work on them all the time. And that's where I think the pros are,
Thank you. And it's a numbers game, and it's very vulnerable. I mean, sometimes I don't really want to get in my feels that day, and I don't want to talk about what's going on in my life, but I know that if I'm talking about it, maybe someone else can benefit from hearing it. And I find healing in music too. And even if it is just like a fun, quirky country song that I want to get ready to before I go out with my girlfriends, like maybe I'll write a song like that. But I think it is really also a numbers game, because for me, it was over a year ago, it's probably September last year, I got in the writing room professionally for the first time. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh God, they're going to hate all my ideas. It's probably stupid. I probably suck at this. Like, what am I doing here? But it's so comfortable, and people are so supportive, and they motivate, and they're inspiring, and they look at me as the artist and they're like, what do you want to say? And for me, the easiest thing is just what's going on in my life and what I think people need to hear, and what I think people will get to know a little part of me, because that's what I love about artists that I love. Miranda Lambert, Ashley McBride, Lainey Wilson. I mean, they all just lay it out there, and it's so clear, and it's something people can connect to. But I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get better and better every single time. And that's just my sports mentality and my soccer upbringing, and just working really hard and trying to be the best I can.
Yeah. Well, for everyone that wasn't yet aware, she has a past with D1 sports, but her music is A1.
Oh, thank you. D1 sports was a long time ago. It's not like that anymore.
So I feel like that's such a cool thing to be able to go in with these people that don't really know you as a person, because you know that they're going to provide you with the most constructive like positivity or criticism if you're like second guessing a lyric or a song as a whole or title, whatever it may be. I feel like that must be encouraging and just really constructive for you as an artist to kind of all collaborate and just give each other that raw opinion that you might not get from like your friends or family who are like, no, that's good,
you're so good. Yeah, that's true. That's really true. It's very like out, like a bird's eye view every single time. I mean, even today I wrote with these two amazing girls, and it was like we took forever to land on something, because we like started to work and then we were like, is that it? There's another idea. No, okay, let's do another idea. Okay, let's go back to that one. Like, we all were very honest in the room today. Like, that's not right. Or that's not right. And it's a lot of fine tuning, and it can be as simple as the verse melody. It can be simple as the hook, or, you know, it's sometimes the smallest little changes can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
So gosh, it's so fun. I'm just so grateful to make music every day. Cause when I first got here, I was in sales. So, and like driving to work and being like, I hate my life. And now I'm really happy.
Well, we appreciate artists such as yourselves, and then like just in general, like the continual output of music during the past like 2 years, especially. Like it has kept a lot of us going and feeling like we're not going crazy, and hearing these like stories that we can relate to in one way or another. And anyway, so thank you so much, Grace, Tommy.
Of course, thank you.
All right, what do we say? We do another two-peat little set.
Sure.
Back to back. Cool.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna do a cover, if you don't mind. I can't hear any of you, so you can't say no. Don't do a cover.
We're taking requests. What do you want to hear?
But this one is a song that I grew up on, and we talked about the Dixie Chicks earlier. So this is "There's Your Trouble" by the Dixie Chicks, one of my favorite country songs of all time. And yeah, I just love it. So here it is. It should have been different, but it wasn't different, was it? Same old story, and dear John, and so along. It should have fit like a glove, it should have fit like a ring, like a diamond ring, token of a true love. Should have all worked out, but it didn't. She should be here now, but she isn't. There's your trouble, there's your trouble. Keep seeing double with the wrong one. And you can see I love you, you can't see she doesn't, but you just keep a holding on. There's your trouble. So now you're thinking about, oh, you're missing how deep you're sinking and round and dragging down. Why don't you cash in your chips? Why don't you call it a loss? Not such a big loss. Chalk it up to better love. Could have been true love, but it wasn't. It should all add up, but it doesn't. There's your trouble, there's your trouble. Seeing double with the wrong one. And you can see I love you, you can't see she doesn't, but you just keep a holding on. There's your trouble. Ooh. Yeah, Tommy. Should have all worked out, but it didn't. She should be here now, but she isn't. There's your trouble, there's your trouble. Keep seeing double with the wrong one. And you can see I love you, you can't see she doesn't, but you just keep a holding on. There's your trouble. There's your trouble. There's your trouble. There's your trouble. There is your trouble. Nice. Oh no. Someone requested Natural Woman. We were just talking about that before we got on here. Tommy can't play it, so sorry. But I could do it. Cause you make me feel.
Give him a little bit.
Yeah, you make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. Little bit. He was like, oh, we probably should have practiced Natural Woman. I swear I have not sang that in like a year. I've just been writing so much, but I do love Natural Woman. That was such a highlight of my time on American Idol. Such an amazing time. Got to perform that in Hawaii on the beach, January 2020, before everything happened. It was such an amazing time. But okay, yeah, the next one's a really special song to me. I just want to check on something really quick. Okay, cool. The next one's really special because I really was trying really hard to write a song that was kind of like my story about leaving California and moving to Nashville. I know Sam and I were just talking about just getting to Nashville and the community here and how amazing it is. But getting here was really hard. It was like I had graduated from Cal and I was living at home and I was coaching soccer and babysitting, and I had a band in San Francisco and I was trying to figure it out, and I didn't really know what my next step was. And I remember my mom, shout out to Mom if you're watching. I think she's at work, but I love you. And Dad, love you guys. But my mom and I were sitting in the kitchen and I was just having this like breakdown of like, what am I doing with my life? I'm 20, I think, yeah, I was like 23, 24, and I just felt stuck, and I felt like there was so much more to my life I needed to do. And I was in Danville, in this beautiful town, beautiful community that I grew up in, really safe, very comfortable. And my mom said, you need to go to Nashville. Just go book a flight and go visit. And if you love it, save up and move there. That should be your plan. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to go. And so I went to visit Nashville in like November of 2016. And I went with some friends. I don't know if you know the story. Went with some friends and absolutely fell in love, of course. I remember walking down Broadway, and I went back home, and 6 months later, my mom and I were driving my Mazda across the country, and I moved to Nashville, and I've never gone back. And that's kind of my story of how I got here and how it's one of those things. So I wrote this song. It's called No One Leaves, and I wrote it with Joy Beth Taylor and Ben Foster. And I kind of just wanted to write that message and those directions to any of you guys watching that are dreamers, that are, whether it's music or whether it's just a career, or whether it's just travel, here's my song to you as directions to get out of that town, comfort zone, whatever you're in, and just go do it. And I promise you won't regret it. And if it's something you love and something you're passionate about, it's only going to teach you something. And something my mom said when I was getting nervous, I think it was like the night before I was leaving for Nashville, moving there, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if everything falls apart? And she said, you can always come back home. So that was kind of my comfort that I needed. And this song is for you guys. It's called No One Leaves. Wasn't all that bad, but I had to go. Sometimes where you think that you're gonna end up is a dead-end road. Most never get out, but the ones that do keep a foot on the gas, a hand on the wheel in the past, and that really go for broke, 'cause you can always go home, but you won't, 'cause it's better if you don't. So you add more miles to your old car, load up that one-way getaway, hard pack light, take only what you need, your suitcase, dreams, and a couple things, set a date, rent a place in a different state on a new street. That's how you get out of a town that no one leaves. I could have settled down, had a couple kids, put roots in that patch of land like everybody else did. And if you choose to stay, it ain't wrong or right. But if you're anything like me, get past that population sign and go for broke, 'cause you can always go home, but you won't, 'cause it's better if you don't. So you add more miles to your old car, load up that one-way getaway, hard pack light, take only what you need, your suitcase, dreams, and a couple things, set a date, rent a place in a different state on a new street. That's how you get out of a town that no one leaves. A town that no one leaves. Every now and then I roll the windows down to go for broke, 'cause you can always go home, but you won't, 'cause it's better if you don't. So you add more miles to your old car, load up that one-way getaway, hard pack light, take only what you need, your suitcase, dreams, and a couple things, set a date, rent a place in a different state on a new street. That's how you get out of a town that no one leaves. A town that no one leaves. It gets me in my feels.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Shout out to Grace Leer and Tommy Leland, everybody.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Thanks,
This is
Jam.
so good, by the way. I love jam wine, and I get it literally all the time here. So when I heard about this, I was like, yes. And the cab is probably my favorite. I haven't tried the Chardonnay, but I'm very excited to.
What? You haven't tried butter?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well. When you come
But if it
here-
tastes like butter, I will not mind it.
If you come to Napa, if you find yourself in Napa, Tommy, also, please join her.
Okay.
We'll pour you our whole portfolio because we have a whole lot of new wines and some of them
Yes.
are Napa exclusive. So that's fun too. Okay, so that lost song that we just heard, So No One Leaves, tell me about what was kind of coined as the kitchen epiphany. Because you kind of delved into it, but
Yeah.
Christy, shout out to
Mama.
Christy.
Yeah. How do you know these things? How do you know my mom's name?
I can't tell you.
Christy and Buzz. Yeah.
So the kitchen epiphany was kind of like what you were talking about before you performed the song. But if anyone's tuned in, since that intro for the song she just performed, the kitchen epiphany was kind of you breaking down to your mom, what do I do?
Yeah.
And she didn't let you leave the kitchen.
Yeah, she did not. I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't include that, but yeah, she was like, you're not leaving the kitchen. And she put the computer in front of me. She's like, you're not leaving the kitchen until you book your flight to Nashville. And I was like, okay. It's one of those mother-daughter moments. And I was 23 and she's treating me like a kid. But I feel like, my mom and I have always she's such a confident and strong woman and super independent. And we're both Sagittariuses and just very similar in our very passionate, very driven. But I don't know, she's kind of my person that every now and then just needs to kind of slap me across the face, get it together. And I feel like that was kind of one of those moments. And we fought more than we had ever fought. We don't fight. And I feel like it was during that time where it was just I was just not happy. And I was just missing something. And I think I was just so just eager to get out and knew there was going to be more to my life. And I just felt so stuck. And so her and I would just get in these fights and it was just silly. And, but it all came down to just me I needed to go. And I think she just knew that. And I think if she hadn't pushed me, I probably still would have ended up here. I think I would have taken me a little bit longer. So I always just look back at that. And I'm just so grateful for both my parents just being so supportive of these crazy dreams I've had since I was a kid and that I'll continue to have. And I don't know how to do things half-assed. So I'm going for music full force. I want to sell at stadiums one day. I want a Grammy one day. And it's the sky is the limit. And I just think a lot of people get stuck. And I'm just grateful that I have the support from my mom and dad. But yeah, my mom kicking me in the butt in that moment was much needed.
It's okay. So your mom's a Sagittarius.
Yes.
As are you. But then your dad, he seems like he could almost be like a Cancer or a Pisces.
Wait, he's May. He's
is he a Taurus?
I think so. He's gonna kill me because
is he a Gemini?
All the time. I don't think he's a Gemini.
Because end of May is Gemini.
He's May 21st.
Ooh, that's on the cusp.
He might be. He's probably gonna be like, did he say it? No, he didn't. He's so funny. But yeah, he's He's a May 21st, but my dad he's an actor and a model in Chicago, and he is
Gemini.
I feel like I get my like stage and like that kind of artsy creative side from my dad, and then my mom is like she kind of keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
It keeps my head straight. So and then my dad's like, go do all the things and dream and all that stuff. So
can confirm that is Gemini, and it's so interesting because like over half of the people that over the past like year and a half or almost 2 years now that we've been doing the Jam Happy Hour, the people that I've hosted, it's like a good half of the musicians, these creative talents, like are Geminis.
Wow.
And
Dad's a Gemini. You just said that. Confirm.
Yep. And it's really cool. Geminis, they're very, but he is also such as your mom and you and me, we're all mutable signs. So we're able to adapt to environments and situations.
Interesting. What are you?
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah.
He's the other. Oh my God. Okay, so it's Pisces. I swear you could look it
up. I know
up.
nothing about horoscopes.
It's Pisces. Okay, so it's like one of each of the elements. So you have the fire sign, the earth sign, and the water, and then the air. So you have Pisces, which is the water sign. I think Gemini's air, and then Virgo is the earth sign, and then Sagittarius is the fire. So if you sub-segment those elements into mutable, fixed, and cardinal, the mutable signs were like the chameleons of the zodiac. And so we, like, let's say there's like a big group of people, and it's like 15 people for a birthday trying to get together at a restaurant. And I think it's the cardinal signs. They're the ones that are like, I heard about this new place and we have to go to this restaurant. This is where we need to have the birthday at. Even if they're not the birthday person, they say that and that's all they do. This is a metaphor, but that's what they do. But they're like, we gotta. And then the fixed signs are like, oh yeah, I've heard about that place. Like it's on the corner of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But they provide more details, but they still don't do anything. But then we as mutable signs, we hear all of that. And then we're like, okay, well, I do know that Becky is gluten intolerant, and I looked up their menu, and I know that she will be able to eat this and this off the menu. I called them and I let them know that like so-and-so's kind of flaky. So it might be a group of 16 or it might be 18 of us. And they have us like squared away for 2 different times because I haven't heard back from everyone. And we get it done, but only if we approve of the place.
Interesting.
Like we like tie everything together.
Yeah. I'm definitely type A. I'm definitely like, I have to be... Everything has to be organized and in control and all the things. Yeah. All the things. Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense.
I'll let you know more about like all that stuff after the show. But yeah, that's super interesting.
I love it.
Well, shout out to Christy, and then your dad's name?
Buzz.
And Buzz.
Yeah. Christy and Buzz. Love you guys. And shout out to my girlfriends. My girlfriends are all watching on here. I'm going to a Halloween little get together with them after this. So they're just... I'll be bringing my jam wine and hanging out, carving pumpkins.
Love it. All right. And for everyone watching right now, make sure that all the links we've been posting today for Grace, check out her music at everything that we posted in terms of the socials and the site, because there's a lot in store for you to find on the internet.
Yes. Yes. And I know, I mean, again, it's always this question, like, when's your music coming out? When are we going to hear new music? And it's such a process, and it's been such an amazing, again, just such an amazing journey with the writing, and then, and then there's the whole production side, and everything is just, it's been a lot of trusting the process and me practicing patience, because, I'm so excited about this new music, and I can't wait for it to be like in the hands of everyone who has supported me so far, and in new fans that I've gained. But, it is something that will be worth the wait.
Yay! That's so exciting. All right. So I know that we talked about like 6 or 7. What do you say we do the last 2 if you're down?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. Yeah. Oh, speaking of my mom, I'm about to play her favorite song.
Yay!
Perfect. Mama, here's your song. But yeah, this is a love song. Yes. Good. There's hope. Yeah. So this is a love song, and speaking of, like, the writing room is so funny because I was not thinking we were going to write a song like this. And we were actually writing a completely different song. And then one of the girls, so it's Claire Douglas, Tate Howell, Jared Hampton, and Claire, we were actually talking about a verse of a completely different song. And she was like, yeah, a number on a napkin. And we were all like, wait, that's really cool. So we wrote a song called Number on a Napkin that's just kind of about finding love in a random place in a bar, and how sometimes that can be destiny, and that can be it for you. So this is it. Number on a Napkin. Yeah. Love was a 4-letter word, thought I'd never use. I only knew it could hurt and leave you more confused. That was before the night that I met you. Yeah, before you I was giving up, giving in. Yeah, giving my heart a break. Give it up, give it in, till it all changed. In a dive bar, minute over lukewarm beer, on a bar stool, sitting pretty fresh out of tears. You were wild, you were cool, you were high, you were new, and had me laughing. And then something happened in that midnight moment. We were lost in the blue, on a dance floor crowded. It was just me and you. Call it fate, call it faith, call it our first date. But there was magic in your number on a napkin. I tried fighting the fire and playing games, but you were stripping my wires a little more each day. You were becoming my guide in every way, in every way. We were living it up, yeah. You put your hand in mine, living it up, making me smile from that dive bar, minute over lukewarm beer, on a bar stool, sitting pretty fresh out of tears. You were wild, you were cool, you were high, you were new, and had me laughing. And then something happened in that midnight moment. We were lost in the blue, on a dance floor crowded. It was just me and you. Call it fate, call it faith, call it our first date. But there was magic in your number on a napkin. You can fall in love, yeah, anywhere. Fall in love, 'cause love don't care if it's a dive bar, minute over lukewarm beer, on a bar stool, sitting pretty fresh out of tears. You were wild, you were cool, you were high, you were new, and had me laughing. And then something happened in that midnight moment. We were lost in the blue, on a dance floor crowded. It was just me and you. Call it fate, call it faith, call it our first date. But there was magic in your number on a napkin. Your number on a napkin. Don't believe it till it happens. Nice. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Wait, is this the last song?
Next one.
Yeah. This is it. Okay. All right. So this song, guys, thanks so much for having me. This has been so amazing. Jam Sellers, I just thank you for inviting me to be your musical guest. This is awesome. We've had so much fun. And yeah, please follow me on socials so you can follow along this crazy journey I'm on. And I swear all these songs will be out soon. But this next one is a true story. I only write real things, and this really happened to me. And I wrote it the next day. The very next day I walked into a write, and it was kind of similar to the earlier song Meant to Be, where I was like, guys, something happened to me and I just got to get it off my chest. And I told them, and we ended up writing this song. So this is a story, so follow along and you'll understand. Ready?
Yep.
I was throwing a party, nothing formal, nothing rowdy. Little backyard string light bonfire kind of night. Didn't send out invitations, didn't have no expectations, till someone mentioned you were swinging by. If I was gonna make my move on you, tonight was bulletproof. I brought my best lace dress, I brought my best wingman, thinking tonight I'll give this him and I thing a whirl. I brought my A-game box of wine, I bought the cold beer that he likes. When he walked through the door, I felt my heart head for the floor. Pour me a drink or two more, he brought a girl. So I made mental adjustments, had to bury all my judgment. Little nice to meet you, hug and come on in. She was spilling off how they met, blah, 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 how he's the best. Yeah, for sure, thought she'd be me. Am I drunk? 'Cause I can't believe I brought my best lace dress, I brought my best wingman, thinking tonight I'll give this him and I thing a whirl. I brought my A-game box of wine, I bought the cold beer that he likes. When he walked through the door, I felt my heart head for the floor. Pour me a drink or four more, he brought a girl. Ooh, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Ooh, no stopping me from cutting loose, 'cause I brought my best lace dress, I brought my best wingman, thinking tonight I'll give this him and I thing a whirl. I brought my A-game box of wine, I bought the shit beer that he likes. When he walked through the door, I felt my heart head for the floor. Pour me a drink or 10 more, till it's easy to ignore. He brought a girl. He brought a girl.
True story.
Cheers.
Cheers!
Thank you so much, Grace, Tommy.
Thank
It's been a
you.
pleasure. Thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers
That
to
was
everyone.
so much fun.
Thank you. And cheers to all of you that have tuned in for Jam Happy Hour. And I hope the middle of your week, hope your hump day is just even better now, because it should be. If you've been drinking some wine and listening to the music, it's been a great time. So
That's
thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Jam Sellers. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank
You're
you.
the best. Cheers.
Hey, have fun carving pumpkins, drinking the rest of the bottle.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Cheers.